I'm Classic and welcome to Cloudpunk. So Cloudpunk, it is a game developed by Higher Lands, which is an indie developer that decided to bring some sort of exploration into a cloud cyberpunk style city. So yeah, this is kind of a cyberpunk, but you play a role as a taxi driver in a Cloudpunk city. So this game, it is using Unity engine, and this is quite unfortunate in my opinion. This game doesn't offer any graphical settings in Unity. You just have the resolution, windows or full screen, and they also allow you to choose the monitor or VSync or not. This game, it is also quite demanding because since you are not allowed to choose the graphical settings, you just get all the stuff into the maximum. And these guys ask, or at least they do recommend, a GTX 1060, 16 gigs of RAM, and AMD Ryzen 3. Alright, so CPU wise, this game, it is not very demanding. Honestly, it is nothing special at all, but it is quite demanding on the graphic card. So what I got playing at 1080p, it was an average of 63 frames per second with a 1% low of 53. But if you go with 1440p, the average will be around 40 and the 1% low, it will be around 34. As expecting, if you go 4K, your experience will be under 30 frames per second, which is not recommended. I think this is quite shocking for me, because this is some sort of indie game, and despite I do enjoy a lot the visuals and the art style, I think this is quite demanding, because the GTX 650 Super, it is slightly better, you know, than the 1060, and yet while playing this game, I don't get stable 60 frames per second. So you might say that this is bad optimized, or it is just straight up demanding. I don't know. What I know is that this game, it is not very demanding on the CPU front. As you can see, the CPU it is just fine. These guys also recommend 16 gigs of RAM. I don't think you will need that, because the game, it is just using 5 to 6 gigs of RAM, so it is not really into that. But it does, yes, use around 3 gigs of VRAM, and it does use a lot of GPU, so it is really demanding on the GPU front if you want to get those 60 frames per second. I'm just surprised how demanding this game it is. As for the game itself, I don't know too much about it yet. In fact, I'm going to stream gameplay. I'm going to stream gameplay for my secondary channel, which is a channel where I do playthroughs, and actually recently I do some streaming without my face, you know, just streaming with no much talk, very subtle streaming, and I'm going to stream the entire game probably in there. And also, it is worth mentioning that the developer sent me the key to the game. I did request a key for this game because I was very curious about it. But in fact, I don't know too much about the game. What I know so far is that the city, it is amazingly done, and if you like this kind of cyberpunk feeling with the voxels or pixel art, this game, it is absolutely stunning in that regard. It is so well done, there is so much detail into the city. The soundtrack, I didn't play it much, but for now it seems a lot like retrowave. You can actually get the game separated. In that regard, I mean, the soundtrack you can get separated from the game. It is a little bit expensive though, it will cost you 8 to 9 euros, but it is very retrowave, and it fits really well with the game in my opinion. I think it's pretty good. But as for the price of the game, you can get the game from 18 euros on Steam, which is on sale at launch at the moment, but it will cost you, out of sale, it will cost you 20 euros. For now, I'm not really sure if the game worth the money or not. I mean, soundtrack wise and graphics wise, and you know, it's something very chilly. It feels really good. Voice acting, I'm not really impressed with that, and I'm a little bit curious what this game has to offer. One thing it is for sure, if you are waiting for a shooter or anything like it, it isn't really a shooter. You are just pretty much a taxi driver, so yeah, this is some sort of walking simulator with a lot of collectibles, a nice city so far, and a good soundtrack. But apart from that, I don't know too much about the game, so I do hope you to keep enjoying the rest of the video. If you want to watch more of this, just check my secondary channel. I will be live streaming, and if you fail to meet the live streaming, it will be saved in there. It will be widely available for all anyway after the live streaming anyway. So that's it. So guys, thank you much for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Hey, lasted one night. Most drivers only last one night.
They quit the job?
One way or another. Yeah, you seem like a nice kid, 14FC. I hope you make it. Don't get lost down there in the Marrow.
I'll try. What's in the package?
2 rules, kid. Don't miss a delivery, and don't ask what's in the package. Everything else is just guidelines. Talk to you about the Ascenders.
I think I know how they work, Control.
You do?
They go up and also down, right?
Yeah, that's about it. You know why?
No.
It's about vert ceilings.
Not those again.
Say again, 14FC.
Sorry, just making a kind of joke. Go ahead, Control.
Havas are tuned to a vertical field frequency based on the layer of the city they're in. That field locks you to a maximum and minimum altitude. That's why you need the Ascenders. They take you up or down the layer, and as they carry you... reset your Havas field frequency. They reset the vertical ceiling and floor.
But Havas fly just fine outside Nivalis without vert fields.
That's true. Your Hava will fly fine in areas without the fields. Even in old ruined parts of the city that are off the grid. But the grid holds everything together in the city. Tracks you, gives you access to the nets, the comm, the mapping systems, the reserve power if your engine stalls.
And it stops us just flying straight up to the spire, too, right?
That's right, kid. The CEOs don't want you flying up and looking in their windows. They prefer their privacy.
I guess we don't get many jobs up there anyway.
You might be surprised, kid.
Thank God. This will change everything. Where do I sign?
Right here, Mr. Carva.